Hello my friends and welcome to episode 43 of our Football Manager 2020 Let's Play with Rangers. Today is a big one. Not only is it the last episode of the series, so a disappointment in that, it's a shame to bring this to the end, but it's the right thing to do with the new patch and whatnot out. I don't want to put on this save, start a new one, start afresh, and maybe try and enjoy Football Manager again in a different way. Because I haven't enjoyed this season in large chunks of it despite our successes. But we can win the league at Celtic Park. We have an Old Firm Scottish Cup final coming up. Two huge games. Since the last episode, of course, that means we have won 2 games. Celtic also 1 and 2. Any drop points from them would have already won the league. And we wouldn't be seeing this game. But we beat Aberdeen 5-1 at Pittodrie. Abel Ruiz with a hat-trick. 2 of them from the spot, to be fair. Sergio Gomez with a goal and Kasper Dolberg with a goal. Jack Byrne getting a consolation from them before we beat Hearts 3-0. Abel Ruiz, Kasper Dolberg both scoring in the first half before an own goal in the second half. Sergio Gomez unfortunately coming off injured and Abel Ruiz again missing a penalty. Fixtures as we have them. Celtic up next. This is the title decider. We then play Dundee United and Hibernian before we take on Celtic again at Hampden this time for the Scottish Cup final. We're recording both the Old Firm games for this episode. We've not shown a whole lot of Old Firm games this season, so I feel it's a very fitting way to end the series, hopefully with an invincible treble. Because we haven't lost domestically this season. We're currently 9 points clear, which is why we can win. As you can see, we've got the top 2 of the top 3 goal scorers in the league, highest average rating, second in assists. Unfortunately, Sergio Gomez is injured for today. Joint top in clean sheets, which is made even more impressive by the fact that Patrick Rajkovic has not played a league game since January, when Omlin came in, which is absolutely crazy. In fact, Omlin himself has 9. That, my friends, is 22 clean sheets this season between our 2 goalkeepers. Predrag Rajkovic can find himself very hardly done by not to have seen out the league. Of course, he played very well. Omlin was available at an absolute steal, and the Swiss international now obviously played the league games. Rajkovic in the Europa League. Unfortunately, last episode, if you didn't see that, was so unfortunate. While Robbie McCrory has played the Scottish Cup and Betfred Cup games. Meaning we've used 3 different goalkeepers this season, and there was a 4th choice as well if we needed it, the Italian lad from Juventus. We were spoiled for choice in that position. Overall, it's been a very good season. We're going to have a quick look at team overview before we go into this match. Team detailed is kind of what I want. And the only thing I want to show you is transfer spend now. I've probably about doubled the wage budget since we've been here, but we're still 10 million less than them, which is pretty crazy. And to be fair, I think I could trim it back. A big part of that is I gave Alex Lowry a new contract on 30 grand a week, because it's the only way I could get him out of that minimum release clause. I'm going to want to keep him. Stadium sellouts 11, despite us extending our capacity. It's been absolutely outstanding from the fans in our save. Of course, Rangers fans absolutely outstanding in real life, not that I'm biased. But now it's time to get into this league decider. I just wanted to show you some of that because I'm not doing an end of season review this year. This is the team that we're going with. We've got John Suter in there. Failed a fitness test, still playing. Basically, Jose Martinez is also injured. And Jack Kerr, who's actually came in and played very well in our absence the last couple of games, I'm just not ready to throw him in here. Billy Gilmore's going to come in for, Sergio Gomez. That's a big miss. Ryan Kent makes the bench despite his 52% match fitness because I trust him in this fixture. We're going with Abel Ruiz up top. He scored in the last couple of games. Let's get him going. Hickey takes the left back slot. I think that as long as Ross McCrory's in the team, I think we're okay. He is indeed. I wanted to double check that before I went into the game because that'd be embarrassing. Now, last episode obviously we put Ryan Jack Mark in the I think it was Odegaard, the central attacking midfielder for AC Milan. A big reason why I don't tend to do that with Ross McCrory is I trust Ross McCrory to track the runners a bit more than I do with Jack. McCrory is natural in this position, Jack is not. So I just want to make sure that he was focusing on Odegaard. Was kind of my thinking with that. Obviously, unfortunately, it didn't work out for us, but I don't think Ryan Jack was the reason for that. Of course, it wasn't really his fault that the Z-Man got himself sent off and whatnot. So, that's the team. Alex Lowry in there on his new contract. Casper Dolberg, third top goal scorer in the league. Abel Ruiz, second top goal scorer in the league. Jordan Ayew, leading the line for Celtic, is the top goal scorer in the league. But he's played a lot more minutes than both Dolberg and Rees, and of course Dolberg coming in off the left-hand side. Harry Wilson not had to hit the heights that he did last season, but again being very, very solid and developing. Again, with just a come on kind of thing. Don't tend to do for the fans too often in away games. Because I don't think it works particularly well. You know, if it was a home game, I would have. A point also is enough, by the way, for the league title here, because 6 points remain available, and we'd be 9 ahead, of course. And I think our goal difference is enough that really it's all over, to be honest. But you know, it'd be nice to win it here. Is it? Oh, it's offside anyway. Thank the Lord for that, because that was not gravy. You know, pings about 3 deflections here. 1. Oh no, it's only 1. I thought it was about 3. Before it fell for Rogic there. But we're going to go with a get creative. Send them out again. Come on, guys. So far, 5 shots apiece. 2 on target for us. No highlights for us. They've had the only highlight, of course, that disallowed goal from the free kick. They've got another free kick now. It's Drinkwater. Oh, that's a clear penalty as well. Right, come on, Omlin. Your time to shine, pal. He doesn't even dive. He literally just runs. Gotta go with a show some passion then. Because this is frustrating. They've basically got themselves 2 free kicks, got them highlights, and got a penalty from one and a disallowed goal from the other. Yeah, you can see our goal difference. 30 goals better than them. It's, you know, we'd have to have an absolute meltdown for them to come back. And as Katic puts it over. I think I've only lost once versus Celtic. I think we're 55 games unbeaten in the league at the minute as well, according to the thing. That's gone over as well. I wasn't sure where that ball had gone there. So I was kind of looking at all the players' reactions. They've only had 1 shot on target. And it's been that penalty. I'm going to go with where's the passion. Another set piece for them. Omlin collects that one. All the highlights so far have been set pieces, which isn't really boding well. That's a poor throw out from Omlin. Suter reads it in the end though. Heinrichs launched forward into Abel Ruiz. Need the Spaniard to come up big here, and he does. Abel Ruiz keeps himself in the hunt for that top goal scorer spot. Be nice to get that for the second year running, but I wasn't expecting it this year. But a great ball here from Heinrichs. Abel Ruiz into the channel. The defenders, I don't actually know where he is. Abel Ruiz, I'm not convinced we're going that close to the goalkeeper. Seems to catch him off guard though. Gets it underneath him. And it is 1-1. They've only had that 1 shot on target so far. I'm going to go with a bit of praise now, because all we really need is this draw. Overwhelmed. Great. I am praising you. There's no need to be overwhelmed. I'm just saying you're doing okay. We're going to make some changes. We're going to bring on Proper for Gilmore. See if that changes things around. Obviously we are missing Sergio Gomez. That's always a big miss for us. He spreads play out far better than anyone else we've got in that midfield area. Another highlight coming from a goal kick from them this time. Crunch and challenge on Ruiz. Gets the ball though. Ayew forward for Rogic. Katic misses the challenge. He's put it wide. Bring on Barisic for Hickey, I think. Actually, no. I'm going to save that one. We'll bring Ken on for Harry Wilson. Need a bit more from those wings. Right now, again, I'm going to give a get creative here. See if we can encourage a bit more. Throw in for us. Hickey throws it into Ross McCrory. Not really got any support though, unfortunately. Abel Ruiz is there. Whipped in. Dirk Proper is just wide from the Dutchman. And we will make that last change now. It will be Barisic, but I'm going to bring him on for Hendricks instead. Yellow card plus his fitness. Switch Hickey out to the right. Barisic onto the left. I trust Hickey on the right now compared to when he first started. He obviously gave a penalty, and I think it was in his Old Firm debut. He came off the bench. Hickey picking up a knock though. Hopefully that's not too serious, because we could use him for the run-in. But that, my friends, is the title. It's a draw, which is good enough. Keeps us 9 points clear. Puts us on 97, 98. So I don't think we can reach last year's tally of 105, and obviously the league record of 106. But 57 consecutive games unbeaten in the league, as you can see down there. Harry Wilson, not a good performance from him. But I'm going to skip straight across to the Scottish Cup final now, guys. I'll see you there in just a second. Welcome back, my friends. We finished the league unbeaten. Abel Ruiz and Benjamin Hendricks scoring in a 3-1 victory over Dundee United. Slightly rotated again, and then we beat Hibs 3-0. Nico Katic and Daniel Alanes getting a brace there. Alanes playing because Abel Ruiz got a virus, but the brace against Dundee United was enough to steal him the top goal scorer status. I want you to have a look at this score, by the way, if I can get to it. They lost to Hearts in the previous week. Where is it? Aberdeen 6, Celtic. No, Aberdeen finished 6, by the way. They scraped into the top 6. They weren't exactly big hitters this season. Abel Ruiz comes in third for most player of the matches. Rajkovic in joint second for most clean sheets, despite only playing half the season. Sergio Gomez in second for most assists, while Harry Wilson comes in third. Not the best season for Harry Wilson, a far cry from what we got from him on loan last year. As you could see, 5 goals compared to his 20 last year. Matched his amount of assists, but drastically less goals and player of the matches, and a slightly lower rating as well. Not quite what we wanted when we paid £22 million from him, but he's had a solid season. He's developing, he loves the club. I still think it was worth the risk. And before we go into today's Scottish Cup final, what I want you to do, guys, go into the comment section down below. Tell me, because obviously this is the final episode of the series, not just this season, the series. So over all 3 seasons, the signing of the series, the player of the series, and the surprise package of the series. There's a couple of players who I have in mind for that, and I will let you know as well towards the end of the video when I remind and say in the match. But I say in the match and out with the match. Team wise, we are going with Robbie McCrory in goal, because you know it's a cup game. We give him all the cup games. Heinrich Suter back in the team. Katic, Hickey, Ross McCrory, Sergio Gomez getting risked for this game. Alex Lowry, Harry Wilson, Casper Dolberg and Abel Ruiz. Ryan Kent has had some minutes in his legs, not enough to get back up to match fitness. But I think this is our strongest team for this game. A win today would secure the unbeaten treble. We finished on 104 points, and somehow I didn't get either of the manager of the years. Beats me. We're going to get into this game though, as hopefully with Sergio Gomez in there, we can, dominate the midfield a bit more than we did at Celtic Park. That said, we didn't play bad at Celtic Park. Their only real shot on target, or their only real threatening moment, was that penalty and disallowed goal. So I'm fairly happy that we can go in. We've got a lot of creativity in the midfield. We've got good wingers. We've got a good striker, the top goal scorer in the league, and a good backup if we need to bring him on. We've got players all over the park who I trust to come in and do a job for us. So today is a special day for supporters. Go out there and make them happy. Yay! Lots of positive reactions as we send them out for this Old Firm Cup final and the final game of the series. Now I know some of you watch the bits between the matches, and some of you watch just the matches. So again, if you want to let it down and let me know down in the comments below who you think was the signing of the year, or signing the series rather, of all 3 seasons, the surprise package, and the best player. I've got a couple that I would mention. Is Abel Ruiz, 29 of the season. He's certainly up there as my signing, by the way. But he isn't actually the man who I'm going to put as my signing of the series, to be honest. Hendricks back to Harry Wilson there as it comes in. Wilson into Gomez, but it went past him. Abel Ruiz with the shot from Dolberg's pass back in. Was blocked, fell back to him kindly, and in the back from the Spaniard. What a strike. 1-0 to us. 75% possession right now. We are absolutely dominating things. Obviously, they're going to be low on morale. They lost against us. They got absolute thumping from Aberdeen. And then Hearts beat them as well. And from what the media said in the bit that came up that I seen, it was a deserved victory as well. As that's in for Gomez. Not quite sure what happened there. Seemed to be a bit all over the shop. But Sergio Gomez putting his header just over the bar. Obviously not at full match fitness. Bolstein launches forward. Hickey has to be doing better there, I think. Oh, he's really got to be doing better there. Does get back and recover it though. Unfortunately, it falls for them. It's whipped in. McCrory. Oh my days, how's that gone in? How has that gone in? You just know they're getting the breaks when it kind of falls for them there, but that... it somehow goes between McCrory's hand and the bar. I'm not actually sure how that's ended up in the back of the net, to be honest. Okay, let's rebuild, guys. Still 69% possession, 70%. They've only had 1 shot on target, which they've scored, again. We're the better team right now, by far. Mikey Johnson picking up an injury, so has James Forrest. So, you know, there's 2 of their big players injured, or running with knocks. McCrory to Alex Lowry. Great ball from the man. He's so good, Alex Lowry. He's not the best player in the world, but his passing, his vision, and his decision making is all outstanding, and that's what makes him so good. Dolberg, Lowry, Sergio Gomez, Harry Wilson. He's got a man outside, decides to go inside, finds Dolberg again. Hickey back to Dolberg. He's gone for it. Straight at the goalkeeper, unfortunately. Really good team play there. Not maybe necessarily the right decision from Dolberg. And I don't think he was the right pass for Hickey there as Alex Lowry whips in. Cleared away. Nico Katic going to be first to show Ross McCrory. Back to Katic. Not the 2 guys who I want to be really passing it around here. But they've kept the ball. They got it to Lowry and then back to them as the highlight ended. Bit of a nothing highlight that. Hickey throws in. Lowry again. Back to Aaron Hickey. Because he got a ball in. Lowry. Casper Dolberg. That's his kind of area. And Casper Dolberg, £8.5 million signing. Probably a bit of a risk when I decided to play him. Not in his natural position when he in came. But he's really paid off. He's developed into it. And I thought he could make it work. And he's really rewarded me for that bit of risk. He's now valued at about 13-14 million. And we would sell him for at least double that, I would imagine. He's been an absolute great buy. Lowry whips this free kick in. Sergio Gomez. I was going to say, how's it not gone in? But it was offside, so it wouldn't have mattered. Mikey Johnson has came off for them, and I'm sure they've got another player running around with a knock. I'm going to go with Passionate and... okay, 1 hand on the trophy, kind of go with that. And a lot more to come from you is a Cam. 66% possession, you know, we're maintaining control of that ball, which is what I want to see in this formation and tactic. So we're doing the right things just now. Hendricks starting to tire, Gomez starting to tire, which isn't really surprising for former Sergio Gomez. You know, he's not had a lot of minutes since that Hearts game, and he's only just back in training a couple of days ago. We are going to make our first sub about now though. We are going to do Borna Barisic for Hendricks, just because of the fitness thing. Hickey can go over into the right. Katic, some reason on the right wing. I'm not sure what's happened that Katic was on the right wing there. Decent ball in. as I think it was Dahlberg put it over. Lowry whips that one in back post. Suter over the bar. Remains 2-1 in this Scottish Cup final. We are looking dominant, but we have to be starting to take some of these chances. I'm going to go and give a bit of praise, just see if it encourages a bit more. Abel Ruiz back to Barisic, Ross McCrory, Alex Lowry, Ross McCrory, whipped across, Aaron Hickey, played it in for Jensen. Bit risky from the Celtic defence, and it's fallen to McCrory in the clearance. The panicked clearance at that. McCrory, which we rebuild. Harry Wilson, good first touch. Unfortunately doesn't get past his man, but it falls nicely for Aaron Hickey. That's a good ball in. I'm not sure if that should have been left for Dahlberg there, but Dahlberg runs back and picks it up. Finds Harry Wilson again. This time he does get past his man. Decent effort. Saved by Claudio. Launched up from Ramos into Albrighton, who's made Hickey look a bit daft here. He tries to go past him. Hickey did get back in time, but wasn't the best defending. Hickey picks up though from the mistake. Harry Wilson launches clear. It's headed back and launched forward. Barisic winning it this time. Dahlberg, can we counter now? Dahlberg bursts. That's got to be a red, ref. That has got to be a red. It was cynical, and he was already on a yellow. We are going to make our second sub of this game. We're going to bring on Billy Gilmore for Gomez. Again, need fresh legs in that midfield. Gomez not had his best of games, but he's not had a lot of minutes recently. I wasn't expecting a full 90 from him. We got 80 out. That works for me. McCrory into John Suter. Launched forward. Harry Wilson, he's got Aaron Hickey gone ahead of him, but he's burst past him with a decent bit of pace. Hickey into Ross McCrory, the man who's been an outstanding captain since taking over, and just sort of playing 1-2's way. Aaron Hickey here. Suter brings it out of defence, plays it forward for Kasper Dahlberg. That is a good ball, can't find anyone though, unfortunately. Hickey, McCrory, Gilmore sweeps it out. I'd have left that for Barisic if I was Dahlberg. Barisic does take over, whipped in. It's not the best cross from Borna Barisic compared to what he's capable of, and that's onside. Tom Rogic is onside. Great defending from John Suter, getting back, and Robbie McCrory will keep that down and calm for us. A bit frantic here. We need to start slowing this down. I'm going to add a bit more time wasting. Keep everything else the same. Just, I can't make any extra changes now, can I? Never mind. Kent comes on for Dahlberg. Here's Abel Ruiz, the opening goal scorer, bursting forward. He's got Kent in the middle with him. Plays it out. Aaron Hickey, past one. That was over the line, ref. That had to be over the line. Gilmore whips this one in. Katic over the bar. I feel Hickey's been a bit robbed there. I think that was over. Claudio Ramos launches forward. Hickey, the only man nearby there. Great ball for Abel Ruiz. He's hit the post. How we have not won this game by a much, much more comfortable margin is beyond me. We hit the post. We had 2 or 3 cleared off the line. But it does not matter. That is a Scottish Cup final win. It's an invincible treble. That rights a few wrongs. What a season this has been. It's had its ups and a lot of downs where we've been frustrated. Regenerating the tactics seems to have worked. Not completely changing it, but changing it to suit the way I like to play Football Manager, much more possession football. And it seemed to suit the players as well. We've came out, had an absolute cracker of the season. Kasper Dahlberg finishing top goal scorer in the Scottish Cup, by the way. What a season it has been. We're going to end the series very soon, but I'm going to give you my signing, my surprise package, and my best player through this series. So, my signing in this series, It's not going to be an obvious one. And it's very, very close between two players. And I'm going to give you the runner-up first, and that is going to be Mr. Sergio Gomez. Look at that. Unbelievable stats. 15 million value, 27k wage. We bought him for 1.8 million. That is an unbelievable bit of business, and the reason why I didn't give him the nod for being number one is that minimum release clause of 30 million. We're going to if I was to continue on this series, I would guarantee we've lost him in the summer. Very close to losing him in January. Managed to keep a hold of him barely. The bids were very, very close to that £30 million mark. And in reality, we could sell him for so much more without it. And he won't sign a new contract. I've tried everything. And eventually, when I got him down to the negotiating table, he wanted 100,000 a week, which the board wouldn't even let me give him, to be honest. So that is why he is second. It was only down to his contract. So my actual signing of the season goes down to, not signing of the season, signing of the series goes to Aaron Hickey. Stat-wise, solid all-round full-back. We obviously play him as a wing-back, either footed, so he can play both sides, which was great. But for £130,000, and that is a big reason why I'm giving it to Aaron Hickey. Since coming to us, he has played 65 games with an average rating of 7.11, 3 goals, 12 assists, 3 players in the matches. He only got better, and he would have kicked on. Borna would have been sold to make sure he was the first choice left back going forward. My surprise package has to be Alex Lowry. Now, where is he? For me, this was an absolute no-brainer. When I looked at the youth, there was guys I expected to come in. Nathan Young-Coombs never really got a shot. Glenn Middleton never really got a shot. Nathan Patterson, Lewis Mail, all the guys you hear about in real life. Alex Lowry, you've not really heard much about in real life. And as I said, overall stats aren't outstanding. But he's got a decent package. He's got the right stats in the right area. He's got a high work rate. He's got good physicals, good decisions. 17 for the decisions, 14 off the ball, 15 vision, which is huge, 15 first touch, 17 for passing, and he's still improving. And his traits, we got a lot of these traits onto him, but they're absolutely brilliant. The flair is his only letdown, and obviously his long shots. But again, he has broke in. He's played 36 games with 8 goals, 12 assists, 3 players in the matches, and again, only getting better. I'm actually surprised he only played 17 times this season in the league. But of course, he had that long injury, didn't he? And the player of the series, for me, and every time, and the reason why I'm saying this is every time I tried to replace him, he knocked his way back into the team. He started off really, really slow, and I was ready to sell him in the first window. I think it was a matter of about £500,000 that made me not sell him in the first summer window at the end of the first season. And since then, he has kicked on, been absolutely outstanding, been in and out of the squad, but he's always been giving me a headache, and it's Ryan Kent. Now, stat-wise, again, he's got stats in the right positions, but his finishing's low. There's certain weaknesses in his game. There was a big issue. I had sold him for 10 million in the summer of that at the end of that first season, and we were there or thereabouts at the time, and I held on because it wasn't quite enough, and I think it was Newcastle that eventually made the bid, and obviously I don't want to sell Mike Ashley, so that kind of was in my factor. So we kept him on the basis of I didn't want to sell Mike Ashley, and he stuck it out, and he kicked on. And you look at him since the first season, that was his first season, he played 31, so it's the most games he played. His average rating's actually just about, it was his worst, but his sort of first 6 months were really, really poor, and we needed more from him. As the players came around him, his second season was outstanding. This season, obviously, being in and out of the team, he had Kasper Dolberg and Harry Wilson to compete with. It was a much less consistent run from him. But he always gave me a headache. Kasper Dolberg, top goal scorer in the Scottish Cup, third top goal scorer in the league. And at times I was wanting to drop him for Ryan Kent. He scored in big games. So for me, Ryan Kent is the player of the series. So let me know who your guys' player of the series was, your sign-in of the series, and your shock package of the series. I'll let you know my free. If you've enjoyed this series, hit the like button. I think the most likes I've had on a normal Let's Play video is 29. The first episode of this series got more, but that incurs with a squad review, so I'm not counting that. So if you could hit 30 likes, I never normally ask for a like target, but if you hit 30 likes, that'd be absolutely awesome, because I want this series to get the love that I feel it's deserved. You know, I've had my ups, I've shown my emotion for this series, and we're now moving on to something else, and I'm very sad to do that now. Now that it's got to this point, I am actually quite sad. And if you're enjoying the series and you want to stick around for more content, we'll have a new series out in about 10 days time. I'm going to take a little bit of a week off to, you know, one, get the database sorted for it, because I need to update it to correct the situation for real life, as I've mentioned in previous videos, and I want to do that, record a little bit ahead. I always do like to record a bit ahead. I need to do some more recording for the Football Manager Creators channel, because I've not done enough of that. So I'm going to do a bit of that, obviously take a bit of a break, so it'll be probably about a week on Monday is where I'm anticipating a new series to start. It might be the Sunday, and I might do a premiere. In fact, let me know down below if you would like me to do a premiere. That would mean that I can't do it on a Monday, because I have commitments on a Monday, but it'd be probably a Sunday or the Tuesday. But thank you all so much for watching the series. I've absolutely loved the feedback, the comments, the likes, everything. We've hit 699 subscribers at time of recording, which is a vast improvement. I can't remember how many we had when I returned to the channel, but this series has really brought back why I love doing YouTube and all the reasons why I do YouTube. But I'm rambling on now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode and the series, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.